Let's talk about some very fine tobacco fragrances. Because tobacco is such a beautiful note in perfumery, tobacco is a masculine note, first and foremost. Therefore, in today's video, I'm going to give you a list with some of my favorite tobacco fragrances. Therefore, let's not waste any time anymore, and let's go ahead with our first entry. Our first entry comes from the house of Perfumery, and this is called Hdan. This is one of the finest fragrances that this house has ever released. This is from an era when they were actually focusing on releasing good fragrances, good niche quality fragrances, not what they're releasing nowadays. You have a very beautiful tobacco note combined with woody accords, combined with papyrus, also combined with some honey. Simply amazing fragrance. You also have some leathery accords. This is masculine, this is opulent, this is sophisticated. This is a scent for a boss. Great quality and great performance. Hdan from the house of Perfumery is my first entry in this tobacco list. My next entry comes from the house of GaVo. This is a very interesting tobacco scent because this is very, I wouldn't say really unique, but interesting at least. Wardasina. Rose combined with tobacco, but don't be fooled by the rose. This isn't your typical carnal, voluptuous rose. This is more of a green woody rose. Think about, I don't know, Brazilian rosewood, for example, palisander. Think about fragrances such as Rose Agate from Panouge. This is basically the same interpretation. You may also think about Lyric Man from Amouage, because this is the type of rose that you find in Wardasina, but combined with tobacco leaf to be more specific. Nice fragrance, interesting, not really unique, but quite interesting, masculine, and with very good performance also. And my next entry comes from the same house, from GaVo, but this is something truly unique. This is tobacco combined with whiskey, combined with leather, with smoke, and with gunpowder. I'm talking about Hdan. And what I have here is the vintage bottle, the first iteration, and this is simply stunning. This is elegant, this is sophisticated, this is aristocratic, I would dare to say. Not very powerful in terms of projection, it sits quite close to the skin for my taste, but the longevity and the sillage are simply amazing, and the quality of the ingredients are also amazing. Really beautiful fragrance from the house of GaVo. It gives you the impression that you are a nobleman. Really, really good stuff. My next entry comes from Tom Ford, and it's the one and only, if I can only find it, of course, Tobacco Vanille. You already know it, it's a legendary perfume, but it is a great perfume. This is the truth. This is a very beautiful interpretation of dry tobacco with vanilla. And it also performs quite beautiful, at least on my skin. Because, as I said it, I'm always talking about my experience with these products. Tobacco Vanille, a legendary fragrance in the perfume world. It deserves the, let's say, high rating or a hype or whatever you want to call it, because this is a stunning fragrance. Very good quality, very nice smell, and also very good performance. Tobacco Vanille from the house of Tom Ford. Next entry in this list comes from the house of Mugler. If I can only find it, because I don't know where I hid it, but here it is. Queer Impertinent. One of my most loved fragrances in my entire collection. And my bottle is almost gone, so I need to be careful with what is left. If not, I need to try to find another bottle, because I simply love this stuff. This is one of my signature scents. What I love about this fragrance, besides the tobacco note, is actually the anise inside this one, which is simply gorgeous. Also, you have a leather accord, but on my skin it isn't very prominent. Therefore, it doesn't really interfere with the tobacco anise accord. I simply love it. It's somewhat licorice, very, very high quality and very good performance. I simply love this scent. And you have the proof, because I did wear this one so many times throughout the years. Okay, next entry in this list comes from the house of Tiziana Terenzi, Again, one of my favorite tobacco scents. This is Lily Pur. I simply love this fragrance because, although it's quite simplistic and linear on my skin, this is a very beautiful dry tobacco scent. And I simply love it. This is very good for office, for example. It doesn't project a lot, it doesn't jump from your skin, but it has very good longevity and very good sillage also. Very versatile, you can wear it throughout the year, doesn't matter the season, doesn't matter the temperatures, it simply works flawlessly. Also, in my honest opinion, this is a manly scent. Although it's marketed as unisex, but what can I say? Ladies, try it, see for yourself. If you like it, buy it. If you don't, then don't buy it. My next entry from the house of Alexandre J, a very beautiful tobacco. This is the Majestic Jardan. But this is tobacco combined with cherry, combined with almond, combined with amber, combined with olibanum. Simply beautiful. I love this stuff. Very, very nicely done, very well blended, and with huge performance. The Majestic Jardan from the house of Alexandre J. And my second entry from this house is this one called Oscent Black. This is tobacco blended with incense. Simply amazing, simply stunning. Again, a dry tobacco, but very well blended with a very beautiful incense note. I simply love wearing this one. This is a bit more mature, a bit more serious, a bit more darker, smokier, but you're gonna love it. Oscent Black from the house of Alexandre J. Next entry in this list comes from the house of Amouage, and it's of course the one and only Opus 14 Royal Tobacco. Great fragrance, really great fragrance, but even after owning it for so many months already, I still have a problem with the opening. I don't know why, but the opening of this fragrance, at least in the first, at most 5 minutes, isn't something that I'm very fond of. I don't really like the combination between the elemi and the basil in the opening, although I do love these ingredients, these notes. Unfortunately, for some reason, in this fragrance, it doesn't work for me. But happily, it lasts a very short time, about 5 minutes, maybe not even that much. And what comes afterwards is simply beautiful. To me, this is a very green, leafy tobacco. Combined with the elemi, combined with the incense, it's simply beautiful. I love wearing this one, especially in cooler days. Great quality and excellent performance. Amouage, Opus 14, Royal Tobacco. Going to the next entry in this list, we go to the house of Carner, Barcelona, and the fragrance is called Sweet William. This is about tobacco blossom. This is very fresh, very uplifting, a bit sweeter, a bit airy. This is something that works really great in high temperatures. Therefore, if you love tobacco in your fragrances, but you want something a lot more fresher during, I don't know, the end of spring, during summertime or early fall, this might be the solution for you. Sweet William from the house of Carner, Barcelona. Next entry in this list, let's go to the designer side of things. And my favorite Dolce & Gabbana fragrance of all time is this one. And it actually is one of my favorite tobacco scents. Puro Intenso. Love the combination between tobacco, between hay and also bran. Simply stunning. Unique interpretation, very, very good quality, and also very good performance. This isn't actually my first bottle of this fragrance. I owned it also a couple of years ago. I gifted it, and for the past 2 years, I missed smelling this fragrance. Therefore, I went ahead and purchased another bottle just for my own pleasure. Truly remarkable designer fragrance. If you love designer fragrances, this one is something that I highly recommend you to have in your collection. My next entry comes from the house of Lalique. It's of course the same one, Ombr Noir. Complex, elegant, seductive, mysterious, incredible fragrance with incredible performance. Whiskey, fig, leather, smoke, tobacco. Simply gorgeous. Actually, it isn't whiskey, it's brandy, the main boozy ingredient in this one, but it's simply a stunning fragrance. Incredible quality, incredible performance. This is one of my signature scents. Ombre Noir from the house of Lalique. And also, I could include in this list the latest release from Mugler. Why? It's very simple. This is Mugler Fantasia, their latest release in the A-Man lineup. Although it doesn't feature the note inside the composition, I get some whiffs of tobacco. I also get some whiffs of coffee. That's why, for me, this fragrance, and by the way, this is a stunning release from the house of Mugler. It's one of the best A-Mans they released, at least in the recent years. This is a dark, chocolatey, citrusy, aromatic, beautiful concoction. And it's flawless, in my opinion. But to me, this resembles a lot with Pure Tonka. It resembles a lot with the original A-Man. It resembles with Pure Coffee. It resembles with Pure Wood. It resembles with a lot of the A-Man flankers to the original A-Man. Not really that much to Pure Hdan, where you had tobacco and honey. But as I said, I do get some slight whiffs of tobacco also in Mugler Fantasia. Also some coffee, roasted coffee beans to be more specific. Yeah, great release from the house of Mugler. I'd encourage you to give it a try. I'm a huge fan of Mugler. I'm a sucker, if you want, when it comes to Mugler fragrances. This is one of my favorite designer and also niche houses, because as you can see, I have quite a lot from the Les Exceptions lineup, which was discontinued also. And when they release something new to the market, I'm there to go ahead and purchase it, just for actually just for the fun of it. So this is my list with some really beautiful, really great, really fine tobacco fragrances. I'm not going to include every single one that I have, but these to me are the ones that I actually wear the most and that I actually enjoy the most. Therefore, as always, my friends, go ahead, buy smaller quantities, sample, try them out, see if you like them, and only afterwards decide if it's worth spending or not money for the full bottle or bottles. I will never encourage you to go ahead and blind buy fragrances, especially niche fragrances, because you know the reason, they are quite expensive, and it would be such a shame for you to block your money or to lose your money into something that might not actually work on your skin and for you. These are my recommendations. You might have different fragrances that you enjoy when it comes to tobacco, such as the Vierge of Naxos, for example, and whatnot. But as I said, these are my favorite. Therefore, these are my recommendations for you. I'm going to stop here, as always. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your attention. Be safe, be good. And I'm going to catch you in the next one. Peace.